Welcome friends to this session of CSAT learning. Today we will see how do we solve the advanced questions that have been asked in UPSC with the simple tricks that I have given to you in the previous session of percentage. Now in the last class we discussed various types of cases about how to go to calculate percentage and percentage change and percentage increase and decrease in a number. So now today we will try to apply those concepts and see how even difficult questions which are being asked in UPSC can be solved very easily. Now I also discussed the concept of reference in percentages, which was very important in solving question. Like suppose you say 30% rise. So that does not mean anything. Any percentage has a meaning only when it is in reference to a number, with respect to a number. So you just have to figure out in a question that the percentage that they are talking about is in reference to or is with respect to which number. Once you figure out that this 10%, 20%, 30%, I have to take with this number reference. And even in the same question, when you vary in different cases or in different statements, you have to take different reference. So that is how it changes, and that's why you need to be very well equipped with this kind of concepts. So one by one today we will see the questions that have been asked in UPSC CSAT previous year, and thereby we will try to learn all these concepts. So I hope you can see a question that is already there on your screen, and we will solve this question. Now another concept which is very important in solving CSAT questions, most of the CSAT questions, is step by step follow up to the question. Many of the students I have seen are not able to solve the questions just because they directly want to jump into the solution. They are always thinking like how to solve. You forget about the solution of the question. Just step by step follow the statements that are given in the question. You will automatically get the route to solve the question. If you take this particular advice very seriously, you will not find any problem in solving most of the questions. Like I will show you, you do not have to think of the answer, or you do not have to think of the final solution. You just follow up the statements that they are saying. Kindly try to formulate or mathematically write the statements that they have given in the question, and then you will be very easily able to solve the questions. Like in this question, now kindly see this question. They are saying P scored 40% more than Q. So that means what you can write? Just don't think about the next statement. Just follow this, write this statement that P is equals to Q plus 40. P is 40 more than Q. Now they are saying Q is scored 10% less than P. That means Q is 10% less than P. Now just minutes ago I reminded you of how when they say percentage less or percentage more, you have to figure out what is the reference. Now 10% less than, that means what? 10% with respect to what? 10% with respect to P itself. You have to understand that 10% less is with respect to P itself. And I have taught you that how to calculate 10% less in the last class. So 10% less than P is nothing but P into 90 by 100. Now I have explained where from this comes. So if anybody feels doubt that where from this has come, kindly follow the last lecture. P into 90 by 100. Why I am writing directly? Some of you might feel that I am jumping. I am writing this directly because you need to learn that how to write directly 10% less, 10% more, 5% less, 5% more. I have explained in the previous lecture. So I can write Q is equals to P into 0.9. Now this is one equation, this is another equation. Kindly put this there. You can directly write from this equation that Q is equals to P minus 40. You can see I will take this 40 this side, so I can write Q is equals to P minus 40. Now Q is this one and Q is also this one. I will equate from these two. From these two I will equate, and I will write P into 0.9 is equals to P minus 40. This simply gives me this 0.1 P is equals to 40. That means P is equals to 400. Is this okay? P is equals to 400. Now if P is 400, Q is 0.9 into P, that means 0.9 into 400, that is equals to 360. You can easily see that Q comes out to be 360. So your answer is 360. Is this very clear to you? Very easy. The only thing to figure out here was this thing, 10% less than P means. Then you had two equations. One equation is this, one equation is this. I hope all of you are comfortable with solving two equations in two variable. Otherwise we will separately also have a class for solving two equation, two variable. Now we will see the second and next question. Let me take the next question. I hope you can see this question. Now the question is, P salary is 20% lower than Q salary, which is 20% lower than the R salary. By how much percent R salary is more than P salary? See, all these questions, they contain nothing. This is CSAT 2024. It has been asked in last year itself. And many of you might have made mistakes in this question. Many of you feel very difficult that how will I do P is less than Q, Q is less than R. These questions are very simple if you just follow step by step. So kindly solve with me step by step this question. Now P is equals to 20% less than Q. Can you directly write 20% less than Q? How much it will be? So directly it will be 0.8 Q. Now see, why I am writing this directly? Because I have explained to you how 20% less than Q is 0.8 in the last class. Kindly follow. Now what they are saying, which is, that means the P, this word you have to follow. This is simple English. The same thing they are talking about, which is 20%, sorry, my mistake, which is, that means Q salary. This which is referring to Q salary, which is 20% lower than R salary. That means Q is equals to 20% lower than R salary. Similarly, this will be equals to 0.8 R. I don't think anybody should have any confusion. That means P simply is 0.8 Q, Q simply is 0.8 R. Now they are trying to compare R with P. So let us first put here Q is 0.8 R. So I will put here. So that means P is equals to 0.8 into 0.8 R, that is equals to 0.64 R. This thing you have got. Okay. Now you have got that P is equals to 0.64 R. Anybody who is feeling that I am teaching very fast because of this thing that I have written, please attend the first lecture. You will kindly understand that how this 0.8 is coming. Still I can take 1 minute to explain. 20% less than Q is nothing but Q minus 20% of Q, which will be equals to 80 by 100 Q, which will be equals to 0.8 Q. So that's why I have written like that. Okay. Now I have explained it. Anyways. So now we get a relation between P and R. Now you have to very clearly see the question what they are talking. They are saying how much percent R salary more than P. That means from P how much is R more. From P how much is R more. That means P should be the reference. So what you will do, R minus P divided by P into 100. This also I explained that whenever you have to change percentage, change between A and B. So you will see what is the reference. Reference is one with which than is used. That means the comparison is with more than P. So P is the reference. So what we will do, R minus 0.64 R divided by 0.64 R into 100. We have replaced P. So this will be very simple. How much this will be? I am sorry for writing this part of the board. I hope this is visible to you now. this r minus 0.64. Now this will be equals to simply 0.36 r divided by 0.64 r, which will be cancelled out into 100. Now that will be equals to, very simply, so you can cancel it out, this will be 9 out of 16. So this will be 9 out of 16, which will be 56.25. So the answer will be 56.25. Is it okay? Now you see, similarly we will solve another question. See, this question we will solve. Now I hope this question is visible to all of you. The price of an article is decreased by 20%. Price is decreased by 20%. New price is increased by 25%. Then what is the net change in the price? Now let us suppose the price. Suppose initial price is 100. In these kind of questions, you should just suppose the initial price to be 100. 20% increase, that means 100 into 1.2. So that means this will be equals to 120. Now 20% increase from this, so this is the reference. 20% increase from this, so this is the reference. So this is 120. Now again, this new price, this is the new price. I'm sorry, this was decrease, so I will have to change. 20% decrease from that. So that means 100 into 80 by 100, that will be equals to 80. So that means the new price is 80. When 20% is decreased, it is 80. Now there is 25% increase. Now 25% increase. For 25% increase, what you will do? 125 by 100. Now this will again lead you to 100. That means the price itself again has become 100. Initially the price was 100, then it became 80, then after increase again it is 100. So what will be the answer? 0% change. The change is 0%. So again, see, this is very easy question. This is not a difficult question. You can solve very easily. Now see this question. I hope this is visible to you. You can also attempt the question by pausing the videos, and then you can see how this is being solved. The question is, increase in the price of an item was 25%. Then the price was decreased by 20%. Then again increased by, see, you don't have to do anything. Suppose X is the initial price. For increasing by 25%, what we do? We multiply by 1.25. Kindly follow the first lecture. For 25% increase, we multiply by 125 by 100, which is nothing but this. So this much increase, this is the new price. Now again we have to decrease by 20%, we will multiply by 0.8. Again we have to increase by 10%, we will multiply by 1.1. This simple this question becomes. This is the initial price, you will keep multiplying. Every time you increase and decrease something, you just have to multiply. This is what I have taught to you. You have to increase or decrease a number, you just have to multiply a simple number, which you can guess very easily if you follow the first lecture. So 1.25 into 0.8 into 1.1, this is the final price. Now if you calculate this multiplication, this will be nothing else but x into, these two will multiply to 1, and this will be x into 1.1. That means finally it is 1.1x. That means 10% has been increased. You can easily see, if the initial price was x and final price is this, there is a 10% increase. So this will become your answer. Is it clear to all of you? Now we will see another question. Now see this question, you have to follow very clearly what the question is saying. So this question is saying that the number is mistakenly divided by 4. So the mistake is mistakenly divided by 4 instead of multiplying by 4. What is the percentage change in the result? So suppose x is the number, okay, and it was to be multiplied by 4. This should have been the result. But what it was done? X was divided by 4. So this is your current result. Okay. So that means x by 4 is your current result, but 4x should have been your final result. You have to do these things very clearly with use of diagram. Otherwise you will commit a mistake. Mistake is dividing by 4. So the mistaken number is x by 4. And correct number should be x into 4, that is 4x. So what is the percentage change due to this mistake? What is the percentage change due to this mistake? That means 4x should have been the original number. 4x should have been the original number, but your number is coming out to be x by 4. For the sake of simplicity, you can take x as 100. So that means you should have got 400, but by dividing by 4 you got 25. That means the real answer is 400, but you got 25. So what is the change? So that from 400 to 25, what is the change? This is real to fake. How much is the change? So 25 minus 400 divided by 400 into 100. This will be equals to nothing else but 375 by 400 into 100. This is cancelled out. Now this will be coming out to be 93.75. There will also be a minus sign which you have to ignore because they are asking the percentage mistake, not increase or decrease. Actually the number has been reduced by 93%, so that's why negative sign is coming, but 93.75, this will be the answer. See, in this question there is no difficult percentage sum that has to be applied. The only thing has to be applied is clarity while seeing which one is the mistake and which one is the correct. So into 4 is the correct one. By mistake you have done dividing by 4. Now they are asking percentage change in the result. That means the original number is 400, but you got 25. What is the change? So you have to see the direction, then only you will get the reference. From 25 to 400 is the wrong direction. 400 to 25, that is the correct direction. We will see the next question. Now see this question, if you kindly follow what they are saying. 70% of a number x, we will keep writing 70% of a number, that means 70 by 100 into x is added to another number y, then sum becomes 165 by 100 of y. Okay, now 60% of x is added to another number z, then the sum becomes 165 by 100 of z. Then which of the following is correct? So they do not have given the right expressions. There was x greater than z greater than, like that there was sum. So we won't be able to solve this question. The options are not correctly have been not correctly brought here. But let's see a different question. So see this question. Now this is a very good question that has been asked by UPSC. Now what they have asked, so two candidates X and Y contested an election. 80% of the vote cast, see percentage again reference, vote cast, 80% of the voters cast their vote and no invalid. There was no nota. X got 56% of the vote cast and won by. What is the total number of voters? Suppose there are total number of X voters, okay, but all have not voted. That means 80% of the voters have only voted. That means the vote cast is equals to 80 by 100 of X. Total voters is X, vote cast is this one. Okay, now this is the total vote cast. And of this, see the reference, how this reference changes. Earlier, this is the reference, total voters, so 80% vote cast. Now this is vote cast. Kindly see, this is vote cast. Now 56% of this number, not the whole, 56% of this number X is getting. X got this much. So I will change the color. So X got this much vote. X got this much vote. Okay. Now X has got this much vote and won by this much vote. Winning by this much votes, what does it mean? It means X minus Y is this much. 4140. X is this much. Now if X has got 56%, Y will also get 44%. That is 100 minus 56, because there is nobody else. See, only X and Y. There is no nota. They have already said that there is no nota. So X is 56. Y will get the rest of vote cast. So 44 Y will get. So X has got 56%. Y has got 44%. What is the difference? X has got 56%. Y has got 44%. So 56 minus 44. Can you see that 12% of the vote cast? 12% of the vote cast is equals to the difference between X and Y, and they have already given you the difference. They have already given you the difference between X and Y. So how will we do? 12% of, that is 12 by 100 of what? 12% of vote cast. Now vote cast is already 80 by 100 of X, where X is total voters. I repeating. See, this is the reference is changing. For 12% the reference is vote cast. For 80% the reference is total number of voters. That's why we multiply like this, and this we can equate to 440. Okay, 440. So now we can easily solve this question. That means 12 by 100 into 80 by 100 into X is equals to 440. If you solve from here, you can easily get X is equals to 12,000. I am not solving this. You can easily solve and see that X will be equals to 12,000. So this will be your answer. So see how I have explained to you through different questions that whenever you don't have to be in a hurry or you do not have to panic, you just have to follow what they are saying. Won by 1440. What does it mean? That means X minus Y is 1450. If X got 56%, Y will also get 44%. So the difference is 12%. Now 12% of what? 12% of vote cast. And 80% of what? 80% of total voters cast their vote. So suppose total voter is X, 80% cast vote, that means 80 by 100 into X is total vote cast. Now of this number 80 by 100 into X, if you calculate 12%, you will get the difference. And I have equated that difference with 1440, and that's why I have got the value of X, which is 12,000. Like that, each and every question in percentage you can solve. Only 2-3 things, my dear students, you need is step by step follow up of the question. Write mathematically each and every sentence of the question. Whatever they are saying, write mathematically. Even if you are not able to figure out how to solve the question, please write mathematically first. The second thing is see with what reference they are talking percentage. 12% of what, 80% of what. If you do not have the number, kindly assume it to be X, to be 100, or to be anything. And third thing is, finally when you write the equations, kindly solve solve these equations for the variables that you have assumed. If you follow these 2-3 steps, you will be very easily able to solve all such questions. Thank you.